Hello, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my IELTS speaking and writing sessions. B1. It's Tuesday morning here in the UK, and our local time is 6:26. Once again, you are watching IELTS speaking and writing sessions. Adam, welcome. If you want to challenge me, you need to hop on. Then you can challenge me, okay? And sorry. It's a summer morning here in the UK, and the temperature is already 18 degrees Celsius. It's going to be a very hot summer day. So, once again, guys, dear viewers, welcome. Okay, so let's share this live stream so that other people can watch it. So, as you know, that this is an ongoing class, and I started discussing how to write general task. Okay, the task 1 of IELTS exam. So let's move on. I've got to wait a little bit more because there might be some students who can join me later. However, dear viewers, if you're interested to join, it's very easy. Visit my profile and click on the subscription button, and possibly you'll be eligible to get 2 free lessons. And if not, you can use the monthly subscription where you will get 30% discount. Use this promo code Hello Summer, 30% discount. So welcome everyone. So let's move on. Today's discussion topic would be IELTS General Test Task 1. How to write letter or an application and what criteria it should have. Sorry guys, I've got a little bit cold, but it should be okay. All right. Before that, I need to explain main features. Every IELTS academic task question asks us to select and report the main features. This means that we have to not only pick up the most significant information from the graph and include it in our essay, but also decide which information is not important and should therefore not be included in our essay. One of the biggest mistakes you can make in task 1 is including all the information you see. So which information should you choose? Number 1, you should look for highest and lowest values, biggest differences, similarities, significant exceptions. Once again, from the bar chart of the IELTS exam academic task 1, you must look for highest and lowest values. Number 2, biggest differences. Number 3, similarities. Number 4, significant exceptions. Number 5, anything else that really stands out. Do you know the meaning of stands out? Which is really important and unique. Stands out is a phrasal verb. So unique, noticeable as well. Okay. So some people have joined from the Facebook as well as YouTube channel. Welcome guys. It's really my pleasure. So let's move on. Dear viewers, if you're interested to join, you are more than welcome. What you have to do is you have to send me a hop on request by subscribing, or instant hop on request, or monthly hop on request, monthly subscription, where you can hop on any of my other public live streams as well. Okay. So general test task 1. Task 1, it has a variety of communications levels like letter, application, email, official communication. There are many kinds of letters like invitation, job interview, refusal letter, request, family letter, confirmation, appreciation. And the application has a variety of different kinds of features, including complaint, inquiry. So inquiry may be a product, inquiry may be about a service, job, loan, admission, tickets, events, visits, etc. And lost and found department, which means that if you lose something or if you lost something in the past, how you can report to the relevant authority. And remember, always the parts of the letter application are introduction, body, conclusions. When you put in the work, getting the IELTS in it is easy. Okay. Marking criteria has been explained. Remember, the writing task 1, we must explain the purpose of the letter, tone, bullet points, format. Okay. I've just pinned it, guys. Use this code to get 30% discount. It's called Hello Summer. That's a quick overview. Okay, state the purpose. Start the letter by clearly starting. Start your letter by clearly starting why you are writing. The purpose, the reason for writing your letter needs to be clearly presented in the opening paragraph. Make sure the purpose of the letter is in direct response to the situation outlined in the question. We're going to show you the examples, like formal and informal letter. So, dear viewers, if you're interested, if you've got any questions or comments, and if you'd like to join me, you're more than welcome. Hello, Fatima, welcome. Hello, letter A, welcome. So, it's all about IELTS exam. So, in the formal letter, if you can see that, it says and starts with Dear Sir or Madam. And if you have a look on the screen, it says I'm writing to express my dissatisfaction with a product I purchased recently and to request a full refund. And on the other side, which is informal letter, where I have addressed the person as a first name, Dear John. I was so pleased to hear that you're planning to, not planning to, planning on, planning on visiting my country. So I'm writing to give you some travel tips and advice before you book your trips. As you can see, the clear distinction and the words. In formal letter, we always address or salute a person with sir or madam if you don't know the person's name, and when you're not sure about the person's gender, whether it's a Mr. or Mrs. But in informal letter, we always address, always, you know, salute the person with the first name, like Dear John. And that is very important for you to understand how you can address a person with the title, with the name. And look at the other category of letters. Informal letter is a letter of complaint, personal, business, recent experience, product. Letter of invitation is party. What kind of party it could be? It could be New Year's party, wedding party, get together, birthday party, or any other specific party. Then dinner, you're inviting someone else in a dinner or a lunch or celebration. Then second category of letter is formal is letter of request, refund, repair, advice, reservation, letter of request. Next one in informal, asking questions, asking for advice, asking for help. Then informal letter again, letter of inquiry, um, e.g. information request, booking, letter of thanks or appreciation. Then informal letter, letter of recommendation. Informal letter, letter of suggestion, ideas, plans, solutions. Hello, call, welcome. It's really very uh, significant for you to understand the what kind of letter it is. If you do not know what kind of letter it is, how you're going to respond. So when you read the question in IELTS exam, you need to realize first, understanding a question is the very typical part of IELTS exam. And when you understand, it will be easier for you to respond. Can you teach me English? Yes, obviously, I teach lots of people English every day. You need to subscribe to my lesson and hop on. I can't teach you from your comment section, unfortunately. You need to speak. In order to speak here, you need to subscribe to this lesson. Then you can join here, then you can talk to me. You can practice reading, you can practice speaking, you can practice grammar, vocabs, and many other things. Now, use the right tone. What does it mean? Tone. In English language, we use tone to express the accurate or exact types of letter, okay? Like the exam is looking for the tone of your letter. The tone refers to the way which you write the letter, formal or informal. The instruction in the question will give you a clue. So when you read, you must understand the instruction of the letter. Like begin your letter as follows: Dear, first name of the person. That is a formal letter. Informal or semi-formal, written to a friend, colleague, or someone you know. When you don't know the name, we use dear sir or madam. Okay, formal, written to someone you do not know. Formal letter contains longer sentences that use passive languages like be plus past participle and modal verbs. I'm sure you understand modal verbs. Okay. Hello, dark house. Dark house, you have changed your name. It's not good idea to ask people where they're from, dark house. Okay? Remember that this app has been designed and developed to your English language, not any personal information. And we suggest our users not to give any kinds of personal information over the internet. It is only for safety and security. So for the modal verbs, you see the example: the broken light needs to be fixed to ensure that the customers who use this facility have adequate visibility of their surroundings. You can see how it is written. An informal letter is like conversational, can include contractions like doesn't, don't, can't, more direct speech. For example, can you fix the light in the kitchen so I don't have an accident? Or you can say, can you fix the window so that it is safe for everyone? The table shows some examples of formal and informal vocabs and structures that you can use in your IELTS general training writing task 1. Formal vocabs: request, ask, purchase, buy, could, can, would, will, at your earliest convenience, when you're free. Okay. So, next one is respond, write back. Cannot, can't. As you know, yours sincerely, faithfully, best wishes and love. Furthermore, and also, can I suggest? Can I tell? So be careful about using this word tell. Tell seems like more or less you're ordering someone. Generally, it is avoided in formal communication or in a letter or an application. As you described a verb, as I mentioned before. And finally, remember that greeting and the closing salutation of an IELTS general training. Task on letter needs to match the style. What is the style, guys? If you start the letter with dear sir and madam, yours faithfully, sorry, or faithfully yours truly, or truly yours. But when you start the letter with the last name, like the dear Mr. Wade or dear Miss Taylor, then you must write yours sincerely or sincerely yours. If you start the letter with dear John, then obviously it is an informal letter. You can write best wishes. If you write the letter to a friend, say for example Anna, you can see with love or your loving friend. From from the next week, we'll give more demonstration and practical writing. So, dear viewers, if you're interested to join, you are more than welcome once again. What you have to do is you have to send me a open request or you have to subscribe to my lesson. Remember that staying on the comment section won't help you at all. You can only listen to me. I can write the comments, but I'll not be listening to you because you're not on the open section. If you want to develop your speaking and reading, if you want to develop your writing, then for my subscribers, they send me their writing through the email. I check it, I assess it, and give them the feedback how they can get better scores. Okay, when writing a letter as a part of the IELTS general training, writing task 1, it is important to include the bullet points presented to you in the question. Once again, the question in IELTS general training writing task will present you with a situation, who to write the letter, what you must include in the letter, the bullet points. All 3 bullet points need to be presented. And remember that some bullet points contain more than one element, so make sure to watch for and plurals. Let's break down the following questions. An overseas friend wants to visit your country on holiday. Write a letter to your friend in your letter. Write a letter to your friend. In your letter, recommend the best time of year to visit and why. Describe the types of accommodation your friend could choose. Say what you'd like to show your friend in your country. Write at least 150 words. You do not need to write any address. So let's start this letter like this because address is not needed. Name is needed too. Dear. Look at the first bullet point and you'll see that it contains 2 elements. Make sure you present them both. The best time of year to visit. Why it is the best time to visit. So that's the first question you have to answer. And look at the second bullet point, and you will see that you have to describe types of accommodation. So remember to watch for plurals. 3, first type of accommodation. 4, second type of accommodation. So once again, guys, you're watching the live stream from the UK, and our local time is 6:55 a.m. Tuesday morning. If you're interested to join, you're more than welcome. What you have to do is you have to send me a hop-on request, or you have to subscribe to this lesson either from the free offer or from the monthly subscription. For the monthly subscription, use this promotional code Hello Summer to get 30% discount. Let's move on. So example for the first bullet point covering both elements when and why. So if you live in Australia, the example is from Australian perspective. Most people visit Brisbane in the summer months, but I think it's far too hot then. The best time to visit is between April and June, our autumn season. It is still sunny, but much cooler and not as humid as the summer. So you start like this. Now, if you're from a hot country, then you start like this. Most of the people visit in our country is when there is less hot, like in November or December, just before the winter. Okay, structure your letter. The final feature to look at in IELTS general training. Writing task 1 is the format of your letter. A letter needs to be written using a proper format, including the following. Remember, a letter must have the following parts as well. A greeting, like dear sir or madam, or dear John, dear Mr. Smith, etc. The main body consisting of paragraphs for each part of the letter. The closing, we call it conclusion. So, okay, in the instruction you are told you do not need to write any address, so do not include them. This is an example of an informal letter. All right. So, dear, so I'll say Andrew is your friend, and we've got a teacher here, Andrew, who works in IT engineer on this app. Opening salutation or greetings must be included for appropriate letter format. So you start like this. I was pleased to hear that you're going to visit Brisbane. So I'm writing to give you some information to think about before you come. You see, it starts with past tense, that this matter happened in the past. Yes, and you just send a letter or email earlier regarding the visit to your country. So that's a common expression. I was pleased to hear that. starting with past, that you were going to visit Brisbane, and then present tense. So I'm writing to you, give you some information to think about before you come. Look at this sentence. It is a mixture of past and present tense. So when can you use present tense even though the sentence start is past tense? When the sentence clarifies the present situation or future situation. Okay. And remember that, dear viewers, it is very uh, significant matter for you to practice one and one, like. Okay. Now the next line. Most people travel to Brisbane in the summer months, but I think so. First bullet point and present it. You're giving the explanation of why people visit. I think it's uncomfortably hot at the time of the year. Autumn is the best season between April and June. It's still sunny but much cooler than in summer, highlighted in a separate paragraph. You see, at the moment, all our bedrooms are full, so unfortunately, we can't put you up. That means we can't ask you to come and stay with us. However, there are some cheap places to stay, like Airbnbs in your suburb. You could also stay in a serviced apartment in the city center or on the Gold Coast. Second bullet point, present. Okay, there are lots of specials online, so I'm sure you'll find some affordable. When you get here, let me be your tourist guide. So you're offering your friends as a tourist guide situation. Okay. So let's read it again. Let me be your tourist guide. I'll take you to the Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary where you can feed kangaroos and koalas. I can also drive you to the Gold Coast for a swim to add excitement. We can visit the theme parks there too. So, last part, looking forward to catching up. So, your concluding letter, rounding off statement, best wishes. Closing salutation must be included for appropriate letter format. Then Laurel, your name to make letter look realistic, to look more realistic. Remember to reach a higher band score for IELTS general training as well. So we mentioned in the letter a clear purpose. Once again, appropriate tone. Hello, Basil. Welcome. Present and highlight all the bullet points. Appropriate form. So here is a sample question which came in January to March of this year. You recently saw an advertisement in a newspaper seeking volunteers to do unpaid work with local children. Okay, you are interested in this work. Write a letter to the head of the organization. Let express your interest. Ask for details of the work that needs to be done, and let them know when you're available. In your letter, express your interest. Ask for details. Okay. So we start with this. Because you don't know who is the employer, remember it should be formal letter, and we must use the sir or madam. So dear sir, madam, in response to your recent advertisement of the volunteers from the local newspaper, I'm writing this letter about the position which has been advertised. Okay. It can be written two ways. I'm writing this letter about the position or in response. Hang on a second. I've just mixed it up. About the position which has been advertised in the local newspaper for volunteers that I'm interested to apply for the position. Okay, so ask for detail the work, and that needs to be done. Now, next would be, I'd like to know being what are the eligibility criteria. Hang on a second. Yes, first we have to ask them what are the eligibility criteria and what kind of job responsibilities. Next, you can write what is the number 3 bullet point. Okay, you can always mention a little bit about your experience in the letter. So we write like this. I worked in a similar role for another organization for a short time. For a short time. So you have just expressed your experience that you have worked previously in a similar role. Okay. Hello, DD, welcome. Did you mean that you're from Indonesia? Welcome. So please note that I worked in a similar role for another organization for a short time. Okay. Now next you have to write when you're available. Before that, you have to write this sentence. If I'm selected interview, I'm available, attend any day. So I'm just giving a limitation. If I'm selected for the interview, I'm available to attend any day, so except Friday. You can't join Friday, yeah? So what's it, dear viewers? You're watching the IELTS General Training Task 1, how to write a letter practically. And this is one of the topics that came up this year in the IELTS exam. If you're interested to join, you're more than welcome. You have to subscribe to this class or free monthly basis or free trial. Use this code 30% Hallo summer code. So when your employer gets this application, they will understand that you're available every day except Friday. So we have started in a good way. Then you have to finish the salutation. Finishing salutation. Always you must give a thank you. Thank you very much for your attention, sincere cooperation. Then make sure you write the last sentence that they have to respond to you. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Look at this is the formal letter. We have started with dear sir or madam, and we have to use yours. Faithfully or faithfully yours. Or yours truly. Or truly yours. Say your name. And Jeremy. Jeremy Kyle, for example, is your name. Yeah? So this is a practical writing topic, a letter. Now let me check how many words have you used. We have used around 122 words. Now there is a problem. you have to write 150 words. So how can you increase the number of letters, guys? Remember, it's very important to fulfill at least 150 words. So you have expressed your interest, then ask for details what that's needs to be done. But you didn't ask for details clearly. So let's add it. Please advise what kind of tasks I should be doing, how many days of the week, and what are the working hours of the job. Weeks I have to be there, and what are the working hours of the job. So you have added few other words like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have used 29 words more, so which completes 150 words. Okay, please remember to check your work before you finish it. It's very important for you to understand how the writing goes, whether the grammar is correct or not, whether you have fulfilled their question, their task response, and whether you have written the correct spelling. So the second sentence doesn't seem to be a bit all right to me. Please advise what kind of task I should be doing. As well, please inform how many hours, how many days of the, inform me how many days of the week I have to be there, what are the working hours of the job. Also, you should ask the dress code. Remember that dress code is very important for any kind of job. Furthermore, do I need to maintain any dress code? Advice if not to in this case. Furthermore, advice if I need to maintain any dress code. So remember, when you're working somewhere, some office or some big organizations, they might have some dress code, and that's very important for you to know because it's an official job, and obviously you have to just be compliant according to their all the requirements. So next you have written, if I'm selected for the interview, I'm available to attend any day except Friday. Thank you very much for your attention and sincere cooperation. I look forward to hearing from you. See, now it is more than 150 words, guide, around 163. So, guys, that is the practical demonstration how you can write a letter in IELTS General Test Task 1. Please bear in mind that the more you practice, the more you know the rubrics will help you getting a required or desired score. It is very important that you practice writing and get it checked by a competent and qualified teacher. From my all IELTS classes, I give the facilities to my subscribers to check their writing. And honestly speaking, many of my students, I should say now more than 30 students, got very good scores in IELTS exam. And the highest score was 8.5. And the lowest score was 6. So that's really very good, greatest achievement for my students, for my subscribers. And the uh, amazing part of the success is that all of the students applied to their relevant fields. Some of them applied to come to the UK, then some of them applied to go to Australia, New Zealand, US, and Canada, and they're successful in their applications. And few students already came to the UK and met me personally to say thank you. That's really, some success stories. But the success will also depend on you. Being a teacher, or if you get the best British teacher or American teacher, the teacher can only give you the instructions and guidelines, as well as all the information and rubrics. But it's you who have to practice a lot. Remember that practice is the magic word here. Without practice, you can't hope to succeed and move forward. And as well, if you ever think all the successful people of the world, like, you know, all the cricketers or footballers or volleyball players or any other sports who are successful, ask them how many hours they practice in a day. And obviously, when you learn English, it's, for many cases, this is the second language for you, or maybe third and fourth. You can always have a good plan and focus how you can develop it. And if you've got any questions or comments, dear viewers, please write on the comment section and I'll be happy to answer it. All right. And if not, I'm going to finish this live stream soon. And before that, I need to show you a video from the British Council. One more, please. So let us listen to this video. The video is all about IELTS writing task 1.
Meet Yo Ching. He is preparing for the IELTS writing test. He knows the basic requirements, but has taken the IELTS writing test before and not achieved the score he wanted. He realizes he has been doing some things in IELTS writing task 1 that don't work. Yo Ching reflects on his study process. In the past, he has tried to describe every number on charts and graphs. He realizes he should have identified 2 to 3 main and significant points in each diagram and described these. He has also copied words from the exam question or from the titles of illustrations. This resulted in lower marks. In addition, he has used too many linking words or phrases just because he knows them. He realizes he needs a new plan for success in IELTS Writing Task 1. Yo Ching looks in on his friend Kai Sheng to find out how she has been successful. First, Kai Sheng reads the instructions carefully to understand what is required to fully complete the question. It is dangerous to rush answers before understanding the task first, so Kai Sheng takes her time doing this. Yo Ching watches as Kai Sheng looks at the information and begins reflecting on what she sees. First, she paraphrases the key words using different words. So for this question, she writes this. It is important to understand the information depicted, so Kai Sheng analyzes what she sees. Then she looks for the most significant trends in the diagram. She writes an overview of the information presented, telling Yo Ching that this is one of the keys for her high score. This can be included in either the introduction or conclusion, and will usually be a couple of sentences. After noticing points to be highlighted, she thinks about how she would describe them. She considers the grammatical tenses that are relevant. As this graph covers years in the past tense grammar is appropriate to talk about the information. As the graph also has future predictions, she will use future aspects in her writing too. Kai Sheng makes a few notes, planning and organizing her thoughts to arrange her paragraphs effectively before she begins to write her summary. As she continues to write, she separates her paragraphs clearly and uses themes for each paragraph. This allows her to explain her ideas fully. She uses a variety of verbs and adjectives when describing the information in order to show a range of vocabulary. One of her favorite tools is to make notes on a line showing a variety of words to use to describe degrees of change for her essay. Yo Ching has learned a lot by watching Kai Sheng's process. Yo Ching practices this process many times for himself. Now Yo Ching finds himself ready to take the IELTS exam again, this time with confidence in a good process. He has also taken time to watch the British Council's other IELTS writing videos. He retakes the IELTS test and achieves his target score. If you follow the do's and don'ts for the IELTS Task 1 writing, you can increase your chance of a higher score, just like Yo Ching. The world speaks IELTS.
Okay, guys, that's the end of today's lesson, and thank you very much for being here. I hope to see you soon. Remember, whatever you've learned from today's lesson, you must practice regularly. Practice is the magic word. Thank you, and I'll see you later. Take care, and bye. And if you want to follow me, support me, then you'll get a notification whenever I go to live broadcast, either the live streams as well as the public broadcast. Thank you, take care, and bye.